Let's jump over to our final topic here this evening. I want to ask you about the college football playoff matchups. I think we're in store for two really good games on New Year's Day. Of course, we've got Alabama taking on Michigan and Texas and Washington. It's a very tough draw for the number one seed Michigan to have to deal with Alabama. Head coach Nick Saban with a whole month to prepare. What intrigues you most about this matchup?
Yeah, that matchup is going to be a defensive game. I think that, it's pretty interesting. I think you're going to see one matchup in Texas and Washington be an offensive, shootout. And I think that Alabama and Michigan is going to be a really defensive heavy game. It really intrigues me as to what Michigan is going to do offensively to move the ball on Alabama. Because if you're just a one-dimensional team, if all you're doing is running the ball, that's not going to work. You can't just do that against Alabama. But Alabama has the best secondary in college football. Michigan, I don't know if they have the dudes in the receiving core or even a dude at quarterback in J.J. McCarthy to challenge Alabama that way. So I'm intrigued by what Michigan does in order to move the ball in Alabama. And then on the other side of the ball, Michigan is one of the best defenses in America too. Jalen Moreau, I'm excited to see him kind of go against them as a dual threat quarterback. And I think it'll be tough sledding for both offenses, but I think it'll be a great game. And I think whatever offense, maybe doesn't get stopped a couple times, maybe that'll be the difference in this game. I truly think it'll be a low-scoring defensive affair.
So if the Rose Bowl is going to be the defensive battle, I'm assuming the Sugar Bowl is going to be the offensive. We're going to see a lot of offensive fireworks between Texas and Washington, who have been playing very well. Both teams on offense, recently towards the end of the season. Both quarterbacks playing really well right now. Which team do you like in this game?
I would pick Washington right now. I think Washington, I think they're underdogs right now, which is a little surprising to me. But I think Penix is a better quarterback. I know Quinn Ewers looked great against Oklahoma State. Oklahoma State is one of the worst defenses in the Power 5, honestly. That didn't move me too much. I think Washington's going to win this game. I do think Texas will be able to score on them. But I think this will be a great game between two great offenses, two elite receiving cores, two of the 5 best probably in the country. So two offenses that are going to score a lot of points. We saw them play in the bowl game last year, too, and it was a great game. I think it'll be the same thing this year, but I do trust Michael Penix Jr., and I trust Washington's offense a little bit more than Texas is right now, and I think the Huskies will ultimately win that game.
I've just got one more question for you before I get you out of here. Now, there's 6 of the New Year's Day bowl games. We just talked about the 2 college football playoff games. Of the other 4 big bowl games that day, which one do you think is must-see TV?
I'm going to actually give a little homer pick. I grew up a huge Penn State fan my whole life, and I'm actually going to the game in Atlanta, the Peach Bowl. But even if I wasn't a Penn State fan, I would still see the Peach Bowl. I think it's going to be a great game between Penn State and Ole Miss, 2 programs that are really kind of in similar boats right now, where I think both programs going into next year are going to be seen as legit contenders with all the pieces they're bringing back. And I think it'll be a really fun game between these 2 programs. So I'm going to go with Penn State Ole Miss. I think that's not too many opt-outs. I know Chop Robinson opted out for Penn State, and Olu Fashanu potentially is opting out as well. But other than that, I still think it'll be a great game between Penn State and Ole Miss, and a great game between one of the best defenses in college football in Penn State and one of the most innovative offensive minds in Lane Kiffin and his great offense he's got at Ole Miss too. So that's kind of the game I'm probably circling the most of the other New Year's Six bowls.
Absolutely looking forward to it. It's a great time of the year for college football fans. Max Chadwick, everyone. You can follow Max on X at Max Chadwick CFB College Football, and you can also catch him on the Preferred Walk-On podcast, which is the pro football football focus college football podcast. So make sure you check him out there anywhere you get all of your podcasts. And Max, thank you so much for the time.
Of course, man. Thanks to you. Happy holidays.